I thought I would do a very quick episode, a bonus, if you will, for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day has always been an issue for me. Not about celebrating my mother, but as a mother, which I am to 3 human children, I don't know, it always falls short. I am one of those people who hates Pandora. I am one of those people, I don't hate it. I'm sure it's lovely, honestly. But there was an SNL commercial where it was about Pandora, and the mother was like, "Thanks, you know what I do," and it was like a nurse charm, that sort of thing. Anyway, so I did what so many people do, which is look at ChatGPT for some answers. And I might actually, this is going to sound like a tangent, which is fine, but I'm actually falling out of love with ChatGPT, and we can talk about that another time. But anyway, I was looking at ChatGPT, and I started this like a couple days ago in preparation for today because I was so agitated by it. And I found out the history of Mother's Day. So back in 1908, and this actually may be why I'm so agitated by this holiday, because I think people really fuck it up. So why was this created? In 1908, this person named Anna Jarvis thought it was going to be nice. It would be a nice idea to honor her mother. And her mother's name was Anne Reeves Jarvis. I gotta say, Anna, very close together. There's not a lot of junior women. So Anna Reeves Jarvis was a peace activist and a public health advocate. And so Anna, the daughter, wanted a day to write letters and reflect and honor the sacrifices that mothers have made. And it wasn't about flowers or cards. It was about actual gratitude. And it actually takes a lot more time and effort to write a letter to your parent than making a necklace out of macaroni. Although, age appropriateness, macaroni necklaces actually take a lot of fucking effort. So I'm not downplaying those. But so what happened is that, I was just having like an internal dialogue in my head. That's what that break was about. Anyway, Anna spent the rest of her life, as Mother's Day started to take off, she spent the rest of her life. And I don't know what the date was that marked it. You probably would know better than me. But she spent the rest of her life trying to destroy that holiday and get rid of it because it turned into commercialism. And we can imagine like giving birth to something quiet and thoughtful and intimate, and it grows to be this large, overhyped kind of mess. And it's almost like a day in the life videos on YouTube that turn into a situation where kids look back and they say like, what the fuck? You had my whole life on display. Anyway, I just thought I would share that. And I want to share some other interesting facts about Mother's Day. So while Anna was fighting against these greeting card industries and feeling betrayed, I think that society felt that as well. Now, I also want to tell you of another tradition that's kind of strange and interesting, because that was not a very good segue, but that's okay. Again, this is a kind of off the top of my head situation. In the former Yugoslavia, and I actually do call myself half Yugoslavian, that's what I was told when I was a kid. My dad is Yugoslavian. That's what I say to this day. That could be a problem. You could tell me all the reasons that that's not okay, but that's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. So in the former Yugoslavia, Mother's Day meant getting tied up by your kids until you paid a quote unquote ransom in treats. And I kind of love that idea. Not that I want my children to necessarily tie me up, because they're very big. 2 of them are very big. And so they would probably tie me up very, very, very tight, and maybe would put some of their resentment on that tying. But I love that concept of play. And I think that it kind of speaks to what it feels like to be a mother sometimes, where your hands are tied, or you are holding back emotions, and sometimes you feel a little bit trapped by the intense love and care that you have for your kids, and you feel that you are actually negotiating some freedom. So that's another kind of historical tidbit about Mother's Day. But in modern day, Ashley Madison, I don't know if you know what that is, but that was a dating site. I don't know if it still exists for people who are already married and looking for outside relationships. I'm not talking about field. It might be field adjacent. I don't know. But listen, a whole bunch of celebrities got caught on that thing. But in 2025, there was a report by them. And now, of course, this is probably all part of that commercialism that said that there was a 507% increase compared to average days of people signing up for the service. And it wasn't the actual Mother's Day that people were signing up. It was the day after. And it makes me think that people thought, well, maybe they needed to escape, or maybe they just felt like their celebration was not hitting the mark. And there is some kind of gap between what your uterus is functioning and you're being praised for, and the actual sense of being seen and appreciated for who you are. One thing that we don't think about when we think about Mother's Day is that what it means to become a mom. And for some of us, we notice that we lose our names when we become mothers. All of a sudden, you're Kiki's mom. You're no longer Jessica or Anna or Anne or whatever your name is, but you are somebody's mom. And that can be a really warming, exciting feeling. I know for myself, recently, I was meeting my kids, 2 of my children downtown. And all of a sudden, I couldn't believe I was somebody's mother, let alone 3 somebody's. And I'm getting actually emotional thinking about it. But I got so excited just thinking, like, I'm standing here and I'm waiting for my daughters. And so there is definitely a pride or a feeling, I don't know if pride seems like such a charged word, but there is definitely a super intense shift that happens when you become a parent, when you become a mother, and also when you go through the act of birthing somebody. Now, I could tell you all about how we have that mother energy in so many things, whether you've given birth to human beings or birth to ideas, and that is absolutely valid. But for me, Mother's Day feels a lot like the banging of the pans at 7 p.m. There was a time when it's not a time. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for a pretty long time at this point. We're like getting close to 20 years of being a nurse. And this banging of the pans that happened at 7 p.m. every night during the height of the pandemic was lovely at the beginning and then started to feel just like empty action. And I think that's one of the things that happens with Mother's Day, when mothering is this 365-day event, 24 hours a day, juggling so many things. And so if you are feeling that kind of like, what the fuck with this day, know that you're not alone. And also make sure that you ask for what you want. So every year I ask for something. I ask for letters, and I received one this morning. And interestingly, it was not from my kids. It was from their father. He doesn't know, I don't think, about the Jarvises, Anna Jarvis, and her intention. But it does mean that he's heard me, because every year when they say, like, what do you want? And I say nothing, I really don't want anything. I mean, I want lots of things. We all want things. But what I want is time and attention and to be seen. So if that is what you're missing, know you're not alone, and ask for what you fucking want. And hopefully your kids will do that. And it could be in the form of a macaroni necklace. It could be in the form of a picture. And hopefully as they get older, it may be in the form of a heartfelt letter. So I'm about to sit down and write that letter for my own mother and let her know how much she means to me and how much I care and how thankful I am. And also, if you have like a new age mom who's like, you chose me on your hardest days when you were like, what the actual fuck, you can also thank yourself and say that you chose well for this journey. So this is my love letter to you. And if you are sitting there and missing your own mother, go ahead and write her a letter, send her a prayer, whatever makes sense for you. And finally, if you are a motherfucker, listen, remind this mother that you are fucking what you love about her essence, not what she does for you or for your children or for her children, however that dynamic works for you, but who she is, and that you still see her and you still want to be in her world, and you hope to keep reintroducing yourself and having her reintroduce herself as she moves through all these amazing stages. Because not after, as the mothering does not end, her relationship to her fertility does. And that is another opportunity. And eventually she may even become a grandmother, a mom's mom. And that is a different layer of power and being. Okay. Take care of yourself and turn this into a day of knowing that you don't have to nail self-care. You don't have to nail self-worth. You don't have to be, I don't know if that's what I wanted to say, but you get to decide what feels good and right for you. So if it is that you need the cards and the presents and the commercial fluff, that sounded judgy, and I apologize, but you know what I'm saying. If that is really what you like and what you need, then by all means, please do it. I love that for you. And I hope that your family gives you what feels good for you. But if you're a person who feels like, I actually would rather be tied up and held for ransom, and a letter, a song, a dance, quality time, or even quality time by yourself, I hope you get those things, right? Much love, much caring. Oh, you know what I'm going to do really quickly? I'm going to pull one of these tarot card things, these oracle cards. And I don't even think I'm going to edit this situation today. I'm just going to put it fucking out there. So I'm going to shuffle these cards on my camera at this point. I'm going to work out, so that's why I look the way I look. I look like this often, but here are the cards. I'm going to shuffle a card for you. This is my new thing. I'm just having so much fun with this. Shuffling, and let's see what comes out. Okay. A whole bunch of cards fell out. I'm sure that people do this. I know that they do this in a better kind of fashion, but you know, I am perfectly imperfect. Oh, that's it. Got it. Curiosity. Curiosity is the card that came through. And let's see if you could see that. I have the blurring thing on. So let me just read to you this card, Curiosity. And then I'm going to wish you an amazing day. Page 44. Curiosity, new journey, enthusiasm, imagination, childhood. How fucking good am I at this? I don't know if I'm good at this, but you know, a colorful fledgling perches at the edge of a great expanse with a glimmer in its eye. What's to come in this world? What's new to experience? The journey may be full of obstacles, and the first flight is always awash with nerves. Stay curious and open. The imagination is a gateway to liberation, and now is a time to explore what's possible. Happy Mother's Day 2025. Curious. Stay curious. That's it. Take care.